I've been going through the base game and renovating houses that have been left untouched since 2014. And today's challenge is going to be Rindle Rose. This is a $35,000 with the lot value included budget home here in Willow Creek. I don't think we have too much room to work with. Like, we're right up the back of the lot here. But I think we can do some stuff to make this look a little bit more interesting. But first, thank you so much Gameloft for sponsoring this video. Make sure to click the link down below or scan the QR code on screen now to learn more. If you haven't started playing Disney Dreamlight Valley yet, now is the perfect time because it's on sale, plus there's a brand new free update. It's one of my favorite games for just chilling out in, and I love spending my time decorating. One of my favorite things that I've ever done is built this massive greenhouse that contains all my trees and bushes in it. So when I need to go grab some extra produce, I just head on down here and I pick it up right away. Disney's Hercules is coming to the valley in this free update along with his mentor Phil. The weather has gone crazy in their realm and you're gonna have to work to solve the mystery of why this is happening and why the gods are so upset. This will help you restore it to its former glory. There's also going to be a few events running in the game. From June 10th to the 30th, Dreamlight Park's Fest event returns with existing rewards along with some brand new ones. From July 15th to 28th, the new Picture Pursuit event will challenge you to complete daily quests, discover strange motifs, and capture photos to unlock them for your personal use. Now, if you complete the entire collection, you'll also get an exclusive photo mode frame as a reward. Additionally, in the free game update, we can now save group presets, which means it's now easier to copy and paste, place, and move decorations with ease. Scrooge's store will also be receiving new furniture and clothing items rotating weekly, with increased chances of discovering new items and an overall improved variety. So now's the perfect time to jump in, and if you use my redemption code, you'll get a few extra items in-game to help you out. Disney Dreamlight Valley is currently on sale until these dates, so make sure to scan the QR code on screen now or click the link down below to learn more. But thanks once again to Gameloft for sponsoring this video. Let's go ahead and get back to it. So I think the first thing we're gonna have to do is figure out this facade because we've got these different roofs here, which I was having a look into it because I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing. I do have a pretty good idea of New Orleans style shotgun homes, and this is a fairly common roof layout, especially because originally this probably would have been split into two separate houses. Like if this was a real house, obviously in Sims 4, it's always been this, but it would have been two separate houses. You would have had a door there and a door there. That's kind of, why it's a little bit like that. But in Sims 4, it doesn't really work because you get all these little roof sections here that are overlapping and don't look that clean. So I want to figure out the front facade. Then the interior, I actually don't have a huge problem with the layout, though I do want to change it. I know I'm saying I don't have a huge problem with it, but I want to change it. We're here to renovate. Otherwise, I'm just going to be changing furniture. I guess the only thing I would probably say, well, I can say the only thing and then list a few things. Well, I think the living room is a little too small, like where the couch and all that is. And it's also right at the front door. You open the door into the couch. Like, I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense. There's also not that much space here. There's just a two-seater couch, but we have two bedrooms which could support 3 Sims. So I don't think this space is utilized particularly well. The other thing is I would say I probably wouldn't want the bedrooms to be equal sizes unless this was turned into maybe like a shared room having 2 beds in here. But then that raises the question of the living room size even further. So those are the things I want to address when we adjust the layout. And I think I want to make better use of the garden because there's this whole side area here that's got nothing going on. Like, obviously you've got some nice plants and that there, but you're not really going to use that space because the only door to the outside is here. It's at the front. And then you sort of walk straight off the lot. Then you have all this side space here, which could be very useful, but it's kind of completely separate from the house. So those are the things we're gonna try and tackle today. We're gonna keep the pink charm. I feel like we gotta do that. Maybe we'll keep the green. I think that's kind of a key element, like the pink and the green, but maybe I'm not gonna commit to that just in case it doesn't work out. All right, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove all the landscaping because we're just gonna need to change all this anyway. So we're just gonna demolish all of this stuff here. And you know what, I'm just gonna clean off this front porch. I do like it. It's cute, but it's gotta get out of my way. The second thing, I think we just have to clean out the house. It's gonna be too hard readjusting all the furniture. So as is the way with these, let's just go ahead and clean out every bit of furniture. All right, so that's taking us back to the bare bones. We're now at, $10,000, plenty of budget to play with. So whenever I do these refreshes, I like to keep it within the same budget. Sometimes we'll go a little bit higher if we need to. I also like to keep it relatively the same shape house, like the same sort of positioning of everything. But I think I might change this back section just because I don't like how the roof connects here at the back where it doesn't really work. Like it sort of overlaps on the edge there. There's a couple of options we could do. So if I get this individual roof piece here, we could just have a separate piece here that then connects to that other one on the side, which I have to clean up this a little bit, more too. It doesn't really line up particularly well with the textures, but we can still adjust that. Also, I just realized this is a different angle to that roof. Interesting. Oh, I see. As soon as I pull out the eave, it doesn't want to, so that lines up, but with the eave, it does not. Okay. Interesting. Maybe I go back to plan A then, which was I was going to shift this entire room. In fact, I was just going to do this, make the room smaller. And then I guess this needs to line up more to the left. I haven't actually figured out the rest of the layout yet, so this is all possible to change. Like this looks weird at the moment. Don't worry about that. Yeah, so just doing that I think helps the back. It does make this side section smaller. Also, this window now looks kind of weird that it's there. But anyway, we're just working. We're working. All right, so the front, I do like that sort of original aesthetic. Can we make it work better by adjusting the eaves? It's still gonna overlap though is the problem, yeah. Maybe if we bring that one, but oh, actually that probably works better, yeah. All right, well, why don't we do that? Because then we can keep the original spirit, but just remove that like really ugly overlap of the little roof sections. All right, that's like a minimal change. I think we want to do a roof trim on this as well, but we'll get back to that. The next thing I want to do to layout and design is I want to move this door off center. I think having it in the center here, which while I get central things are nice, like look, that's nice, but in this house, I don't think it makes a lot of sense because our hallway is on this side, so we really want the door over here. So let's get a pretty tall door. I'm not gonna change the wall height on this house. I have done that on some of these shotgun houses. Not everybody likes it when I change the height, and I get it because these shotgun style houses typically do have high ceilings, and that's for a reason, for the heat and all that, and airflow through them. The reason in the past that I tend not to like medium or I basically only like small walls for houses is because it can be a lot harder, especially in base game, for the houses to look like they make sense with tall walls because there's just not a lot of windows, decorations, and all that kind of stuff that fit the tall walls. But I think we can make it work in this case. So yeah, I think that's gonna be our best bet. And then basically we're gonna just shift the stairs over to the side because I mean, that makes sense, right? Can even have the columns in the same spot. I don't love that the fence has these columns there. Oh, can I put those there all the time? I feel like actually, I think someone mentioned it, like what, like why is that giving me double posts? I feel like someone mentioned a trick where, because I tried this recently, let me see. Okay, that did work. There was another time that didn't work, but anyway, there we go, that's a bit better. Picking it up and moving it. Okay, the next thing I think we need to do for this front porch is we need a spandrel because the height is not utilized. Like, why do we have such a tall ceiling with nothing going on there? Like, just this, I think, is gonna help a lot. What are the other, I don't know what our other options are. No, definitely that one, because it uses that vertical space. And then the trims on the roof, I think it's this one. I don't know that we have a matching, there's a lot of greens, but I don't think any of them actually match that green that we have. Maybe that one? I don't know if I want this all green, to be honest, but I'm trying to work with the green to see. I mean, maybe the trims should just be white. Maybe that's a better option. I think that probably does look better. In that case, I might get rid of, because there's a green, they've got a green floor trim there. So I think I'm gonna get rid of that because now we got the green spandrel. We don't need that floor trim as well. Yeah, that works. I'm gonna do the same on the ceiling of the porch, this wood there, and then upper level, I'm just gonna turn that back to a free flooring so we don't have to pay for it. So we still get that ceiling in there, lovely. Okay, I'm gonna remove, I guess I don't need to save every penny, but why use floor tiles when we can just use terrain paint? It's, you know, it's free, right? Save a couple bucks, there you go. All right, for now, I'll just put these here so I don't forget about them. I don't know if I want the bin there or anything, but all right, so that moves that over. I might just move that window over a little bit. Let me have a look here. Yeah, maybe about there. Yeah, that's all right. And then that opens up way more floor space on this side rather than having the door open into the couch. So that's good. I think what I also want to do, just get some placeholder lighting so we can see what the heck is going on, is the layout. I want more space in the main living area, but we obviously don't have that much space. So I'm actually wondering, could we just pull the entire front of the house forward a little bit? Like, it doesn't need to be much, or maybe even just, we could take up more of, I like the size of the porch though. I don't think I want to downsize it. So I'm actually wondering if we just pull this whole thing forward. Hang on, maybe even just one tile. I'm not sure how far we need to go. Let's try one tile, oops, like this, and we'll move the wall forward. Because actually, how much does that cost us much if we do that? Go from 11,659 to 11,800. It's like 200 bucks to get a whole extra tile in there, which I think might be worth it. Oh, these stairs still have this underneath. If we get rid of this, we're gonna save a whole bunch of money. Oh my gosh, look, it goes from 11,800 to 10,900. All right. And then, of course, we save money because the stairs are smaller. Hang on, move that out of the way. All right. I mean, I guess maybe it doesn't look as good where you don't have the brick under it, but you save so much money, it's worth it. Okay, so that's made it marginally bigger. Just fix the upstairs as well. Oh, I just realized this is how it was before. This edge of the roof does not line up with the wall, which actually I wonder if that looks better or worse. If I line it up with the wall instead, and then obviously adjust this to fit. But then that doesn't fit. Oh wait, no, then I could do this though, couldn't I? Kind of want a lower angle, yeah. I think that works. I just kind of feel like these should be lower then, because they look too tall. I guess then this all needs to change. But I also don't want it to be too low angle, because then everything starts looking squished. I think that works. What I think we do need is like a little window up here. I think that'd be perfect. Oh, green, yeah. All right, it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, I guess we could potentially open up the ceiling. That could be cool, but I think it wouldn't work very well. All right, back inside now. I think we have, let me just get some placeholder furniture just to see the scale. So let's just say, for example, a 3-seater couch. That actually does fit in here. But I guess the other question is, do we want to do, this is not the furniture I'm using, I'm just putting it in. So if the kitchen was the same size, which I think the kitchen was a good size, they had bar seating, but I feel like a dining table would be better. The problem is this is one big room, and I don't know that that's the best option for us. And then if we wall that off, it actually gets kind of small. Now, I'm imagining an arch, okay. Then the kitchen would be in there. If I make the bedroom smaller, we can actually fit like a dining area like this. I mean, maybe I'd use a single table, but I was just thinking with the sizing of everything. Actually, that bedroom's bigger too, so maybe that would become the main bedroom. That one's actually ended up being bigger, which I made that one smaller. But it could actually work. Hey, that's a good curtain. That could actually work because we could do like I was thinking wardrobe area in there. Or in fact, we could actually make that part of the bathroom. Actually, that maybe makes more sense. Because then you'd put in that area, shower tub combo, boom. I mean, that's almost too perfect not to do. So I think we do that. Door, I do think that the door is just gonna open onto the toilet, but if you have the door open, the toilet's right there. Yeah, you know, we can't have everything be perfect, okay? But yeah, I'm just sort of playing around with the space because that leaves this area here is our hallway. And we could actually, and I think it might just look better if we do this, have another thing there just so that the bedroom hall area is its own space as well. Might even just use the same wallpaper, at least for now. Because this whole area is just this wallpaper. I think we might mix it up, but just to sort of paint it in. I kind of feel like the floor should also run this way. Yeah, that makes more sense. I think that makes sense. And it's more usable. And also I feel, I mean, maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, it feels a little bit more authentic to have at least separate rooms. Like, yeah, you could open that up, but when you open it up, it does get a lot more messy trying to figure it out the space. Now over here, I did say I wanted to do something with this space. And I think our options are, we can do a deck because decks are totally free, which is kind of amazing, right? You can just do this. It doesn't cost any money, that whole area. It's totally free. I'm wondering if I should actually make it like a deck. Maybe like that material. Because then what we do, I'm thinking we replace this door. Can we just do a big, what do we got? I mean, that definitely looks more like a front door is the problem. I mean, maybe it could work there. Let me see. It's definitely got the green. It doesn't really feel like a side door though, does it? Oh, that one actually matches better, to be fair. Yeah. Might do that and actually maybe crank up the windows over here. Get another one. I might get rid of this one because we've got windows on those two walls and doors there and there. I think maybe getting rid of it there. It could be good to have a fireplace. And I'm thinking like in the corner because I'm imagining maybe back in the day, if there was like a chimney here, you could use it in both rooms, maybe for cooking as well. I don't know how it used to work, but I'd put it in the corner. So it's not the focal point of the room, but it's in there. And then you have, no, we probably still want to be over this side. And then you have like a TV unit over here or something. Again, this is not the final furniture, but I'm just sort of planning out the space a little bit. Okay, so then out here, I'm thinking we need, what does this look like if I put it there? Oh, that's actually not too bad. I thought it might look weird at the front. I think that's okay. Yeah, I might actually make that a little smaller to have more like garden space. Because I actually want like some backyard space. And do we just do a full-size gate? I love how this gate just doesn't match. It's great. Awesome. It probably does it match this one, the more expensive one? This one costs $89 per wall per fence piece, which is more than a wall costs, mind you. And then this one, how much does this cost? 20. So I'm gonna use that one, but the gate looks way nicer. Anyway, I was gonna put the bin in this area. And then I'm wondering if maybe this, instead of being an open fence, should be something else. Or maybe we have stairs here or something. I don't know, it just feels kind of weird that you go up here and you can just see right in there. Like, and there's either no connection or no privacy. Is that weird? I think it's weird. We can get like these actually. Maybe like, I do that. How does that look? That is actually not bad, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'll just do that. I don't want to put those everywhere though, because they will get in the way just like when you're playing. So I think just at the front there, and then maybe on the side, because I was thinking that this would be like some sort of privacy screen hedge kind of thing. Could just use that same fence from over there. Maybe, I don't know if I'm in love with that, but that's what I've got for now. I do think I want to do some sort of covering on this though. Nothing major. I think just something like this. Well, how much does this cost actually? 175? Not too bad. Hopefully we're okay with the budget, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm just thinking something like that, and then take that one back there. And then there's a couple of those on top. So it looks like it's kind of, it's kind of growing up. And in fact, is there anything I could put around these? I could get these that are like in a little planter. It's kind of cute. I just wanted it to look like it was sort of climbing up a little bit. I think I actually need to move these back a bit. They're kind of in the fence, which I don't know if that works particularly well. Maybe I might get rid of those actually. I don't know if I like that. All right, whatever. I'll get some stairs over here as well and just get rid of that little section so it's cheaper. So then there is a way you can go this way, but that'll be our front door. And then this is like our back garden, which hopefully has more utility now. It is more connected to the house. You can get to it straight from here, which means I think we could do outdoor dining, a barbecue space, and then maybe like some kids play stuff in the corner there, right? Now as for this pathway, I think we'll do terrain and all that later. I'm already at 20,000, which means we have 15,000 to furnish-ish, maybe a little bit less than that. But we do have some stuff in here already. All right, can we make this look a little bit more cute? Like, is there... Oh, there is pink. I was gonna say, can we do like a pink interior? We could, you know what? I'm gonna leave the floors dark because I was gonna say we could go to white floors, but I think that'll be harder to work with. So I think maybe we'll go like a pink living room like that. I think that's actually kind of cute. Then I can leave the fireplace white, although I think there is a pink. But I think that's a little bit too much, so I think I'll leave that. Let me just get some extra lights just for a second. Just to really brighten it up so I can see what the heck I'm doing in here. Okay, I guess the question is, how pink do we go? And do I do small curtains like that? Or, good Lord, those, maybe not those ones. Those are like neon. I think that's maybe that's gone too far actually, to be honest. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna do the curtains in white. I know that's kind of boring, but with the pink wallpaper, look, I like the pink theme, but I think that it might even be too much for me. I think I might line up the windows with where these little cutouts are. Just because it looks a little bit neater. It might not look as good from the outside, I guess, with the spacing, but at least from the interior, it makes sense. All right, should we actually pick furniture now? That isn't that. So we could do these, because this is kind of what it had before. I think it had, did it have this one? Yeah, I think it had this one. Ooh, I kind of like that. It's got like a real subtle pink to it almost. Because I was like, I guess there's a line between going like, all out, everything is pink, and then actually just having it as an accent color. And that's where I'm that's where I want to be. I want to be like, it's an accent color. It's fun, but I don't want to overstay my welcome. You know, does that make sense? All right, I think this is kind of coming together in the entrance. I was just trying to figure out how we separate the hall from the living space. And I've actually got the couch a little bit off center, which I think is gonna work. But I think if I'm gonna do that, I kind of need to swap this and this around, I think. Let me see. Or we have that, maybe this ends up being central on that wall, but we have the TV on this wall. Maybe that works. Because then you still have that as like the focal point over here. And then could we do like some bricks and stuff? I don't know if that's too much, but just trying to give it some differentiation. Oh my God, I forget base game bookcases are so expensive. 1,300 for this? Bro, they need to reprice some of these things. They're so expensive because I just wanted a couple maybe other side because I thought it would look nice. But there's not really one that fits anyway. It's so expensive. What if it's off center as well? Like, what if we just do that? So we either do something like that with the TVs just down there, or we could do like a TV really high up on the wall, which I think always looks not great. So maybe we do that. Smaller TV over that side. I kind of want like an armchair. Maybe an armchair would work better. I think maybe that's too big. I guess the problem is you have the main couch facing this way, which, I mean, that's not a problem, but it's something to consider. Oh, do we not have an armchair that matches that very nicely? Like there's this and this, but okay, maybe not. Maybe I'll just do that. Should we do a pink accent? No. I don't like that. Trying to figure out if I want to do a white bookcase, which I feel like maybe it just blends in too much because there's a lot of white over there. So I actually think going for a brown probably looks better. And then maybe we can do, yeah, maybe even just that up there. And then maybe just, yeah, I don't know, decoration or something up there. Okay, that'll do. We're at 27,000 though, which is actually is pretty expensive. Okay, now the next issue is rug placement, coffee table placement. So at the moment, I've got this coffee table and the rug. Like the rug is aligned to the couch there, but I could put it there. Then we have a bit of a gap. Do I just move that in? Maybe that works a little bit better. But then does that make this hallway feel too big and then this little gap too small? That's why I think it's better back there. Then it's like, okay, if the rug is there, where does the coffee table go? Does it go there? In the middle of the rug? I mean, I guess so. And the fireplace is sort of off to the left a little bit. Like, does it, you know, there's a lot of, I guess, more free placement, which, I mean, maybe that's a good thing. Now, the next thing is the color of the coffee table. The couches are actually almost this like purpley color, which is this color here, which I don't think looks good as a coffee table. So I think I'll maybe just do that color. Yeah, that's probably better. Okay, so this is the room without my overhead lights. I've got a lamp over there. It's so dark. Do we just do one of these? It is pretty nice, honestly. I feel like if it's going to suit anywhere, it's this room, right? Now that's kind of that color. I was going to say, can I do, how much is the ceiling going to cost? Because I feel like that might look better. Let's have a look. What is this? What is it looking like? It's actually a little bit too orange, honestly. Oh, okay. I should probably just want to go with the darker color then. Yeah, look, I think that's all right. It's definitely a more functional space than it used to be anyway. I think the thing that we're going to struggle with, because if we're keeping to budget, which we're getting very close to, and I've done one room, is like stuff on the walls, like just having art and all that. I mean, I guess maybe a wall light would help. I might have to reduce some of the tables and stuff around the place because a lot of that stuff is pretty expensive, honestly. All right, well, I think I'll leave that room there. I think that's good. We might have to cut back, but we'll see. So moving on to the kitchen. I think the general sort of layout is all right. I might put our sink, I guess, just here. There's that window on the outside. I feel like I can come down lower. I feel like this probably could just be there. Yeah, because it's pretty much in line with that window there, actually, so it's probably fine. Look, the side of the house is nothing to write home about. It's a little rough. And then the stove is just gonna go along here somewhere, really, so maybe there. How much is this one? $1,000? Can I afford that? Maybe, we'll see. I think we've also got I've got the cheapest fridge. I could maybe, well, look, we'll upgrade. We might need a downgrade again, but a fire alarm on this wall so you just don't really see it. You know, hide it away a little bit. I think I will do kitchen cabinets, but I think I'll only do them, that window's gonna make it really tall. So I think only on this side. I'll do a small one there. Yeah, that fits above. Maybe, is that a bit weird going above the window like that? Or maybe I should just do it on this wall. Maybe that makes more sense. Yeah, so we have them all along. So you got loads of storage up there. My little fire alarm, or smoke alarm. I guess I can still go over here. Let's put it up higher. It's over there. That means this area is open, so we could do something else. Now, I think, do we want some... Oh, I don't mind these, actually. Do they have a nicer color? And by nicer color, I mean, the thing is, I kind of like that. It is maybe way blander, but I actually really like that as a backsplash. Maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know. If I do the white, can carry it along that wall, can we do, I guess this wall could probably just be the tiles. Then this wall, do we have that color? Like that, I know that's just like a boring color, but do we have that with the white trim? We do, okay. Just so it matches. Okay, all right, let's fix these tables, or the table and chairs. These almost seem too fancy. I guess maybe they're not, if we get the right table with it. Well, they are kind of fancy, but like how much is this table? $500? And do we make it the same color as the kitchen? I just want a bit of pink in here, you know? We could do the same that we had in the bathroom, which I actually think is kind of cute. I don't think I mind that. Maybe it's a bit weird. I don't know. You have to let me know, but I think it's kind of cute. So I kind of like it. Could do like little half curtains. I feel like that's common in a kitchen. They're technically clipping through that, but I think it's so cute. Now, I don't have that much money though. Like our budget's we've basically used it. So I guess, does it matter? Do we just keep going? I think that's fine. Let's see where we end up and then maybe we can cut back. But I think the kitchen is nice. Like it's very basic, obviously. What is this? What the heck is this? Oh, a handkerchief that you're just keeping for some reason. Okay, I don't want that. Right, I also was thinking about it. I think because I was saying the toilet's gonna be right by the door, I think it makes more sense just to put the shower tub combo there and then you put the toilet there and have a sink here. Yeah, that makes more sense. That makes way more sense. $335? We could probably do this one. I don't think it has a pink, but it's okay. I will restore our toilet roll. I'm just gonna keep this wallpaper in here, honestly. I don't think we need to change it or anything, so I think that's all right. No pink on that either. All right. These could also be good lights to use around, because I was using these ones, which are good, but they're $140, so I think I might just use that one. And then I think I just need more light. I think I just need to do another light and just make it less intense. I wonder, could we get a window in here? The thing is, because we got the tall windows in the other two rooms, having a small window might look weird. We can maybe do one on the side though. So it's like on this side wall. It has to be above the bathtub, so it'd have to be like up here. Is that weird? It kind of like sticks out too. Like it doesn't really fit because it would go there. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It's very random, but it might be nice. What about if we go, hang on, what if we get smaller? What if we get these windows? And I put one here, there, and there. It's kind of ugly though because it's right on the edge. Well, this room has windows on this side. This room has got so many windows. Maybe we can just get rid of those ones. What if we just have one window there, and then this room, I think it has to be like that, right? If we want it to be even. That actually doesn't look too bad. Might look a little weird on the inside, but then that evens up that wall. We can keep that one there if we want. I don't love that, but I think it's also nicer just having a window in here. You know, I think that just looks nicer on the inside. Maybe not the outside, but the inside. The inside is what counts. Speaking of which, got a little light there. All right, so originally this was the main room and this was a single bedroom. And I think my original, well, not my original criticism, but one of my criticisms was, and I guess it wasn't really a criticism, it was just that they're the same size. So I kind of felt like the single room should have more than one bed in it. And I've ended up with the same size rooms again. even though I changed the size of both rooms, they're both smaller by the exact same amount. Which is, that's not a bad thing. It's just funny that I ended up that way. So we could do either room as the main room. It's actually, the door to this room does not fit there anymore because these are all actually pretty big, wide doors. We might actually need to downsize our doors. So I might actually get smaller doors, which I guess is not as nice, but it doesn't really matter. It just means it's gonna fit better, at least in this corner here. Which actually, are they cheaper? Presumably. We save money. All right, well, this one's probably better for the double room, I reckon, because we got a nice big blank wall right there. So I can slap the bed right there on this wall. And then if I just do double windows from out here, on the inside it looks like that, so it's not exactly even, but I don't think that matters. Do we want a big one on the side? I guess so. I think that's still nice over here. I might just move it up a little bit. Okay. Oh, pink. Yes! Yeah! All right, bedside tables. I'm gonna have to start going a little bit cheaper. We are pushing the budget at this point. So I guess let's see what we can get away with and still have it feel like a nice completed house. I think this has to go over here because there's not really, wall space over there with that big window. So it's maybe a little too tattered. How much is that? That's $900 for that one though. Could do this one. This one's also tattered. All this furniture, this like base game furniture looks really rough, but it's still expensive when you compare it to like furniture that came later on. I guess I have to do that one. Okay, maybe it's not the nicest, but I'm gonna swap the wallpapers around. I think the carpet's the same though, yeah. Ooh, this is $500 just for this. Okay, maybe not. $70? I can do 70. 70 I can do. That I can work with. Now this could be a room where we have pink curtains because everything else is white, but then we get the pink, we get the color here, along with the bed sheets. Now we're cooking. I actually think that does make a big difference, to be fair, just having the pink curtains. All right, it's very dark in here, so yeah, I think I need to do another one of these lights, but just make it a little bit dimmer. Okay, what if we just do that for the room? I think that's nice. We're at 34. I really got to cut this budget down. I think I might, how much are these counters? $290. These are $250. Okay. I guess there's some decorations I could remove in here. Some of these are like, that's $400. Let's just do everything I want first and then maybe figure it out. But yeah, I'm happy with that room. It's not like over the top, but again, this is kind of like, this is not a starter home because it's a little bit more expensive, but it's still early on in the game. Like if you're playing, like it doesn't need to be like over the top, like loads of stuff going on. This room will do single room. I think, well, like not a single room, but single beds. How do I want to do this? Because I kind of want to actually get 2 beds in here. The door being there, I don't really want to do it like that because it's not particularly nice. But then does one have to go against the window like that? Or do we make this kid share with an infant? Sucker. I mean, very lucky to be able to share with a sibling that's an infant. It would be crying all the time. Too nice. Actually, wait, how much are these curtains, by the way? 75? Not exactly cheap. Everything adds up, so I guess I gotta keep that in mind. All right, so for the infants and toddlers, I might get that, maybe a pot, well, the potty wouldn't go there. What am I doing? I'll put it in here. Well, I mean, I guess it could go there, but we'll put it in the bathroom. A little potty in there, a little playmat. Oh yeah, because they added this to the base game now. Because this didn't, I think you used to have to have get growing together to have one of these, right? Like you could not have the playmat without growing together. I don't know where that's gonna go. It's gonna go right there for now. I shows, yeah, just thinking we don't have a desk in this house. So that actually could be useful in here. Although I might be adding stuff that maybe I won't do that. Just because that's extra stuff that I can't really afford anyway. We'll get a dresser though. I actually don't know if that's all accessible there. I think it is. Maybe I could move the toy box. Maybe I'll put the toy box this way. It's at the end of the bed. Because then they can definitely get in there. Ooh, that blue is so much nicer. Is that too blue now with the bed though? Nah, we'll have fun with it. Okay, how far over budget am I just doing this little room? Like, this isn't even anything special, but I think that's nice. Like, it's pretty simple, but you got the stuff for the infant, at least a couple things. And then eventually when they become a toddler, you do have a potty. But I guess I could get rid of that now to save a bit of cash because we don't actually need that right now. I mean, you don't need all, wait, why is this not placed properly? There you go. We don't need all of this stuff right now anyway, but it's in there, so it's usable. I think overall, I'm pretty happy with what's in the house. Can we shave off like $1,000? I mean, we should be able to pretty easily, quite frankly, because like this little statue is like, what, $450, which is a shame to get rid of this kind of stuff. This lamp is $300. It's a shame because it is actually quite nice sitting there. I don't like the mission style one nearly as much. Like, do I even want that there? Maybe I don't. It's probably better just maybe if I move this over there instead. Yeah. And I think, how much are these, all these tables? That's $325. This is $350. That's so expensive. So I could maybe swap out at least one of these for a cheaper one. It just doesn't look as good. I guess I could use this one maybe for the TV. It doesn't look as good, but it definitely saves us the money. These couches, I don't think these are too bad. $400. No, these are not too bad. The lamp is $300 over there. I think artwork is also just very expensive. $200. Oh, that's actually too bad. I didn't spend too much on it. I think this stuff though, $225 just for those. I like them, but they might have to go, honestly. Salt and pepper. Oh, that's only $35. You know what, those are fine. I mean, maybe I swap out these lights. I like the look of them, but $140 a piece when we could spend, how much is this one? $60 is probably better. They don't look as good, I'll be honest. They do not look as good, but I guess it achieves the same kind of effect. So we're down to 35, which we really need to be down to 33. Sorry, kitchen, you're getting a downgrade. Ooh, pink. Actually, maybe that's an upgrade. Hello. I mean, that's not bad, honestly. 34, that's pretty good. How much is this toilet? I feel like I just got a really expensive one. No, it's actually not that bad, $460, but we'll go cheaper. Maybe that's all right, but I haven't even done the outside yet because we're down to 33,900 now. But I think I'm very happy with that. I think this is a good transformation. It's not like vastly different. We still got the 2 bedrooms. I have swapped them around. They're a little bit smaller. Obviously the layout has shifted a little bit, but I think having a bigger living room is much more beneficial than and taking a little bit of space away from the bedrooms. I think I'm happier with this layout. It also feels, maybe, at least to me, a little bit more accurate in the sense that it's separated rooms, they're in a line like that. I mean, they were in a line before too, but it just seemed a bit bizarre that we had this tiny little living space with the door opening into it before. Yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, so ignoring the budget for a second, let's do some outside stuff. I think it would be nice to have a barbecue. I might just do it over there. And a table, basically that's what I'm thinking out here. Do we want one with a thing? Probably, because that's not really a shade. It's just like a lattice just because it looks cool. Which actually, how much all these columns cost? I just realized. $265 per column? Oof, we can save a lot of money there. But I like the columns. Dang it. Pink? Oh, pink, yes. Well, they actually used to have yellow, didn't they? What does yellow look like? Because this house, it did used to have the yellow. We don't have to do what the house used to have, but I'm just curious to see what that looks like. I mean, I don't hate the yellow, but maybe, what about a green? Because then that matches all like our windows and everything. Yeah, I'd probably rather the green. And I think we'll do a bench out here like we kind of have before. There's loads of space on this front deck, so you could add some stuff there, but considering our budget, we're pretty much over the budget now. I think I'll leave that. I'm gonna get some more debug live edit plants here because these are free. We can not spend anything on it, but it adds a nice little element. And then you could replace this with actual stuff, like actual plants later on. I mean, these are actual plants, but they're just like, they don't cost anything. So, well, that one does. I really like these bushes. I don't know why. They just speak to me. Yeah, that's cute. And speaking of, I guess, bushes and landscaping, because of course we did have some before, I don't think we need to do too much, honestly. I'm just put in some of these debug plants down, maybe scale it down a little bit, just to give it a little bit more like life, like it's been established for a little bit longer. I'm down the side there. I'm not gonna fill every little inch around the edge, but I think just like that is pretty good. And then this can just be left open to be able to put your own stuff in there when you move in. Like you could plant some veggies. I would do a veggie planter, but again, pretty low on budget right now. I guess we could, where could I save budgets? How much are these things? 165? If I got rid of all of these, that does help a lot, but it does make the kitchen look, I'm gonna be honest, a lot worse. It does look a lot worse without just that little bit. Actually, this TV is really expensive, isn't it? Which is annoying because it's like a flat screen TV, but it's $1,400. You just get a junky TV. It takes us down to 34. That does help a lot. I could get rid of this column maybe, because you don't see it as much. I could also maybe get rid of that one, but is that? I mean, I guess that's not too bad. That does save quite a bit of money. I would prefer the extra columns there, but we're on a budget. You know, we got to do what we got to do. All right, let's go into this little garden area. Oh, that's way too much. Just want to have like just paint the pathway here so like looks like people use it. And then in here, again, I'm just painted a little bit so it's like it looks like it's a little bit worn out. And then underneath shrubs and bushes and around by the house, give it a bit more dirt so it's like not all just bright green. Oh, hang on, actually I'm probably going a little bit under the other side there. Yeah, just so it's not all bright green grass. I'm gonna give it a little bit of detail. I might add a bush or two just around the back here because we do have a little bit of space. But I'm just tracing around the outside of the house so it's not perfectly green grass right up to the edge. It usually just helps it give a little bit more depth. Almost like, think of it as almost like shading a little bit. Like it just sort of separates it from that perfect green grass. And I don't think I need to do anything down that side because there's not much room anyway. And I don't really want to clutter it. I'm thinking just maybe around the back here because we got a bit more space. We also have that window that's sort of by itself there. So adding some other plants around here might help. Honestly, just that. I think that's all it needs. Just a couple of bushes. And that's our Rindle Rose renovation or refresh, which I think, it's always hard to tell. I think it's better, but we really got to compare it to the original. This is where we've ended up, and this is where we came from. Okay. Yeah, no, I think we did good. I also do like that the new one is very similar to this. Like same colors, same windows. I really try to keep true to it because sometimes when we do the refreshes, I do change a little bit more in terms of the look and colors. But there was calls for this to retain its pink charm. So I think we've kept it. So this is the original. Let's just have a quick refresher on it. I know we did just see it a little bit ago, but you know, let's have a look again. Around the back, we've got the roof overlap. It's all just a big square L. The side, the windows are kind of interesting, different heights. There's this space over here. It does have a gnome. We don't have a gnome. Our front door just opens into the couch and the general living space. I think whilst I guess it is functional gameplay wise, like it all works. I don't love it. Oh, they do have an indoor bin. I don't have an indoor bin, but we do have an outdoor bin. So there is that. Oh, they do have fire prevention. We don't have that. Okay, there's some upgrades in the original, but no, anyway, but on a serious note, this is the layout. Again, like I said, I don't actually massively dislike this. I think it is a good home to jump into. It's a very basic layout. You can work with it, but I think there was definitely some improvements we could make. So there you go. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at this angle here. This is Rindle Rose, the original, and this, oh, I thought it was gonna go straight into the inside. This is the refreshed version. Okay. Yes, I like this. I think for me, the biggest improvement is the living space and like the kitchen living. I think just makes way more sense. And just having the door on the side also makes way more sense to me. So I think that layout I'm very happy with. And I think this actually looks pretty nice. Like going for this pink and like we got pink and green, which is honestly maybe not the best combo, but I think it turned out cute. It's a little bit of fun. Maybe it's a little wacky here and there. But we do also still retain the sort of shotgun style home. We've got the hallway going all the way down straight to the bathroom door. You can see it right there. But yeah, I like that. And then this flows through to the kitchen, which look, the kitchen is nothing to write home about, but it is functional. It's pretty big. So once you move in, earn some money, redo it. Like it's a good space to work with, I think. And I do also like that it now opens up the door straight out here to the balcony, which is completely new. And we have a nice little barbecue and table area and a little garden space that we can actually go down and use. And it's like private, if you know what I mean. Like it makes sense. Like it's fenced in, it's your own space. And I think that's a very nice use of that side area. And then of course, around the back, we ended up downsizing the bedrooms. We actually pulled out the front of the house a little bit further forward and also pushed the kitchen further back. So then the rooms get a little bit smaller, but I don't think you lose anything by doing that. I mean, I guess we don't have any like desks or anything anywhere, but I think this has still come together really nicely. This little sort of children's room, kids room, single bed, a crib as well. So you could either have an infant or convert it into a toddler bed, or of course a bassinet would be easy to change to. But that's all in here. Our bathroom is in the same position, slightly smaller, I guess, because we have this sort of chunk out of the corner, but I would say still just as functional. Toilet, shower and bath all in there. And then the main bedroom, which I actually quite like this. I think this turned out really cute. I love the big windows with the pink curtains. I think that's actually kind of cute. It's actually a really nice space to be in here too. Having all that glass and windows and a pink bed is pretty fun. I mean, maybe the furniture's not as nice. It's a little worn out, but that comes with the territory of the budget. You know what I mean? So that's our Rindle Rose refresh. We ended up a little bit more expensive. I think maybe, 1,000 simoleons more expensive. So not too bad, all things considered. And if you wanted to save that money, I think if you just deleted like this area, yeah. If you just delete the barbecue and the table, that actually gets you back in budget anyway. So, but I think we'll just have those there. It just seems more useful having that there. And then I think also just let's have a look at the outside. I think the facade, it still very much is Rindle Rose, and I like that, but it's cleaned up a little bit. We cleaned up that roof line on the front porch where it sort of clipped through before. We added that window up top as well, which I think also makes that feel a little bit more cohesive. We added all the spandrels in as well, obviously moved the stairs off to the left, which I guess now is actually visually in the center of the entire lot. So I think it still works quite nicely there. And then what did we do around the side? Because I know I was saying before the windows are a bit weird. But I don't know. Oh, it's kind of, they're still a bit weird. They're not great. It's the side of a house. I'm not too concerned about that. I think it's better than it was though. And I guess, yeah, we did add a fireplace, but I did not add a chimney. Ooh, should I add a chimney? Maybe I should. I mean, I could just add this. I'm not made of money. There you go. Chimney. I mean, you could add one of these if you wanted. I'm just going to do that one for now. But yeah, I do think the outside is a lot nicer. I think it's really cute. Obviously, all this landscaping as well is like free, but nice pink flowers. And there you go. That, my friends, is a Rindle Rose refresh. So thank you so much to my top level members for supporting the channel, and thank you so much for watching. If you want to download this, it'll be linked down below, or you can search on my gallery, James Turner YT. And thanks again to Gameloft for sponsoring this video. So if you want to check out Disney Dreamlight Valley, click that link in the description down below. It really helps me and the channel out. But yes, let me know which base game home we should refresh next. There's a couple more in Willow Creek. There's also a bunch of the larger mission style homes, I think they are, in Oasis Springs. But I'm kind of scared of doing those because that style is really out of my comfort zone. I have no idea how to do it. That's why it could be a fun challenge to try and do it. I'd obviously research it and try and get it as authentic as possible, but I'm scared to do them. But if you want to see me do it, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day.